Hello, Sagittarius. Good morning. Good morning, Sag. I want to wait for you guys to come in the room. Or wait for me to come in my room. There I am. Okay. I needed to make sure you guys can hear me and see me. Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Karen. Hey, Tiffany. Hey, Shawnee. Hey, Veronica. I appreciate you guys for always being here, by the way. You are always the first people here. Okay, so thank you guys for that. Anointed Hands. Emmeline. Hey, Yolanda. Hey, Cheese. Hey, y'all. All right, so I know we got some new cards, y'all. It's not new, but they are. I haven't used these cards in forever. And you guys already know how I feel about that. I try to switch things up around here. Okay, there is no dull moment ever. At least I try not to be. So what we're going to do, we're going to, go ahead and we're going to get the collective of Sagittarius, and then we're going to break it down with the degree. I want to start doing all signs because that's going to help you guys know what's going on with your rising, which is to me the most accurate. The sun, yes, for tarot is accurate. But then you'll also see how it actually works with your rising, which is crazy. Okay. So I'm trying to figure out how I can start, streaming in the other signs, which I have a plan. If I go on Saturdays and do all signs, and I'll stay on there for about like a good 2 hours. That way you guys can look at your sun, your moon and rising sign. Then eventually we'll start doing those signs. That's kind of what I'm thinking about doing. But with this, we're going to focus on your sun sign. And hopefully you know your sun degree, hopefully. So we're going to go ahead and get the collective of all of those things. We're going to see what's going to come out here for everyone, all the Sagittarius. And then we'll get a little bit more personable depending on your degree. So let's go ahead. This is going to be for Sagittarius. Let's see what's coming out here for you guys. This is for Sag. Let's get it. Let's see. Responsibility. Oh my God, this is so you. I mean, wow. They got y'all to the T. Like to the T, y'all. Taking responsibility for your life. Okay, some Sagittariuses need to know that. Okay. I didn't think that when I first looked at responsibility. That's like the last thing that I thought about, right? Here it says, seeing your own faults. So it's kind of like, you know what? I know there are certain things that I need to do better at. Taking responsibility for your own faults. That's what it's saying. And owning up to your mistakes. So with this card, it's not saying you have a heavy responsibility. It's getting juicy. It's kind of cutting a little deep. It's like, all right, Sagittarius, you're like, you know what? I know what I need to do. It's more so like that thing, like where you're saying to yourself, I know what I need to do. I know where I sidestepped or something that I played a part in. I know what I need to do. You're taking responsibility or owning up to something that maybe you have done. And even if it's something that you don't know, you may be like, well, I haven't done anything. That could be true. It could be true. It's not saying that this is going to be hitting everybody, but it could be something in the future that you may do. Some stuff that we're reading for right now, especially in this particular part of the reading, it doesn't have to be right now. It could be just like anything that you probably forgotten. You maybe forgot, right? But it may be bringing you back around, okay? So here it's just saying taking responsibility, or owning up to your part in that. Again, this ain't got nothing to do with Yasmin. This is what came out. But I also feel like you guys really are responsible. And you do have a lot of responsibility because it came out with mastery, right? Like, I really do. I believe that that's what it's basically saying. Here it talks about mastering your calling, your mission, and this is a part of discovering your true self. So for a lot of you, you are like, okay, especially with the working career, we're saying responsibility. You are the head of this. You are the person that everybody come to because you're the master at it. You already know you're going to have a lot of responsibility. Because they're going to be like, Sag, how do you do this? You want to know what it reminds me of? If you've ever worked, and I know tons of people who will work from home. And this was a long time ago, when I didn't know what they did, but I know what they do now. But they will work from home, and they have really good jobs. And so they are, in the industry of communications or computer technicians or something like that, right? And so they get all the calls to help the people who are the workers. So their job is to help the other associates. And they'll say, how can I help you? And they're like, and sometimes you may hear the person, you don't hear them, but you may hear the person respond to like, okay, go into this tab, go into this, go into this. And they're busy all day. And the logistics of it is so hard. But now the person have mastered everything that these people are needing to know. That is you. You're the person that the other people are calling to help. So, yes, a lot of responsibility. So I want to say that. I don't want it to be just about your faults and your mistakes. I just feel like when I saw master, I'm like, okay, that means that people are literally looking towards you to help them. Now, you had another card here. I'm not going to put it down, but it did fall out. Criminal mind. Prison, jail time, illegal activities, helping criminals change, tested to conquer your demons. Now, that could be, you could be dealing with people or around people, who do illegal activities. Okay, and that doesn't mean it's everybody. Gotta make sure I say that, because people start taking it personally, and it's like, golly. So it's a few that may deal with individuals on a romantic level. Could be family who may be in jail that you may be trying to help or something like that. There's something dealing with legal here or criminal cases, that type of stuff. It also says about how some of you guys are just being tested. You've been tested. These are people who you will consider to be a criminal, and not criminal as far as what we consider to be. They are cruel. Okay? I want to keep that here because that technically fell out with that. I shuffled twice and then I pulled from the deck. That technically fell out, so I'm keeping that. Life Path 8. Singleness. Come on, unstick. Hard work. You're like, God, Lee, unstick. And lessons. Life Path 8 is the material manifester, the boss, prioritizing your work over love. Now, you could be doing that right now. This doesn't mean that the whole time you're prioritizing your work over love, but it just means that for some of you, I would say just for some of you guys are you are focusing on your income. That's all you're doing right now. Some of you guys are just in that energy where you're just only focusing on your material things. And here it literally says material manifester. You guys had master in your reading. That means you're able to manifest things in the physical. Now, I know some of you guys may not feel like that because you may like, that's crazy. How? You know, some of you guys have been through a lot of crap and you may be like, I've been trying, but it hasn't happened yet. I mean, it could be planetary. That can happen because sometimes it doesn't matter how much you do, whatever you do, you know, you're going to experience that planeting. Okay, you just do, right? But here it says, for y'all, you could be creating several means of income. I'm talking about, baby, you got a hair shop, a nail shop, cupcake shop, or maybe it's telling you that you should be doing something like that. Where you, and not saying to the point where you don't have any balance in your life. So let me make sure I say that. But you are all about your stability. All about stability. And I'm being for real. Because the life path 8 really is about abundance. Well, when you look at 8, you think about abundance, right? So it's about what you can bring. You're not satisfied until you're comfortable financially. And so you're like, okay, well, you know what? I'm not really caring about love like that. A little bit, but not too much. And a lot of you are in that place. And so this is the reason why singleness came out. A lot of you are single. A lot of you have been single. A lot of you, and this is what this card had. I'm telling you, I remember, this is funny. This is the only card I remember out of this deck years ago because I didn't know what it meant. And that first line almost cracked people because I would just be reading, right? I would just be reading the cards. And I knew what it meant according to the tarot, but when I would read it, it would scare people because the first one on here says meant to be single on a karmic level. Oh man, you can't tell the person who want to be married that. Lord, no. Focus will be your purpose, not love. Perfectly content with being single. It depends on your chart. Because some people already done been married 3 times. And, you know, so you can't, so that card will come out for them. We know that that doesn't mean that they are meant to be single on a karmic level. I know that has come out for people who've been married. Okay. So it doesn't mean that. It just means that for a lot of you, you know, this singleness has been a theme. It's been a thing for you. And there's a reason why, obviously, when it talks about on a karmic level, about what you need to know about yourself and what you're able to attain. Some people don't want to be married, y'all, because if you're single, I think if you're not married, you're single, right? Because some people are like, well, you could be in a relationship, but, you know, you're not really single. Some people consider not being married single. You'll be in a full-blown relationship with somebody, and they literally think that you are not single. I mean, that you're single because you're not married. You got to look behind what it's kind of saying. So you could be with somebody, but that doesn't mean that you're going to be married on this in this lifetime. Some people just won't get married. It doesn't mean that they're by themselves, though. Hard work, responsibility. That's what I was getting. Hard work, responsibility. So your hard work is going to pay off based off what I'm saying. And it literally says, for a lot of y'all, things in this life has not come easy for you. Things in this life has not come easy. It's telling your story. I'm not reading the future per se with everything. It's telling you what has been going on. Some of y'all have been single a long time. Some of you guys have been master manifestors. Some of you guys have been able to bring in things as far as money and, you know, where other people have not been able to. Some of you guys have been, you know, made mistakes that you regret and that you haven't told anybody. The universe is basically saying you will overcome all your difficult lessons. And where you are right now, you don't have to be in a year, but see the bigger picture of why you may be working hard. Because in 3 years, you may be a millionaire. And that's exactly what you've been trying to work at. Okay? Now, we're going to go ahead and get into the degree. I'm obsessed with these cards with the degree. I'm not going to lie. I feel like I get obsessed with every new card deck that I find. Okay? I went in there. I got like literally, I got so many other bins. Like I'm going through it. I'm like, oh, this is like a brand new deck, y'all. Like, oh my God, I haven't even used it. But anyway, we're going to be using this one for a while. But anyway, so what we're going to do, we're going to start with 0 through 10 sun degree. Okay. And we're going to use this deck for that. This was for everybody. And everything is for everybody. But it's specifically what you guys need to know today. All right. So let's go ahead. Let's go to 0 through 10 sun Sag degree. Let's see. What's coming out here for 0 through 10. And if you don't know your degree, the whole reading is yours. The whole reading is everybody. If you don't know your degree, it's okay. Like I said before, go to astroseek.com. Astroseek.com. That's all you have to do. The front page, you're going to see birth chart. You click on that, and then it's going to populate a page where you put your birth date, your time, and your city of birth. If you don't have your time, that's okay. That's for your rising. But for your sun, you only need your birth date and your location. That's it. And it will be on your right-hand side after your chart, your wheel populates in the computer. You will see that. You will see what your sun sign, your degree is, okay? Your sun degree is. All right, so this is for Sagittarius 0 through 10. Okay, you guys always being extra. You are they got y'all down to the T. That's one thing I will have to say. Today, they got y'all down to the T. Wow. I didn't know that you guys had 3, but I'm going to take it because obviously you guys need to know. You're my last one for today, so I don't have to rush. Well, last one for the morning, rather. Relentless. That's the most Sagittarius sugar honey. This is the truth. This is the truth. Relentless. I don't care what nobody do. You refuse to back down. Refuse. The only thing they want to tell you, though, is not to look at life as a battlefield. Do not look at life as a battle. And I know that you probably do because of things that you've experienced even when you were little. But it has made you you just don't crumble. You do crumble, but you don't crumble. Why do y'all keep getting master energy? There it is again. Life path 8, level 8 consciousness. It's saying it again. You master the energy you have channeled. You can influence others and their actions. I feel like y'all can't help nobody if you ain't been through nothing. Have you ever seen somebody, and this is funny because people getting on them now, very few people who have never been married very seldom can give advice on marriage. Like, I don't need, like, they came after them like a year ago. They're like, we ain't gonna ever listen to no life, no counseling, marriage coach, or whatever those coaches are, those dating, no, They refuse. They refuse. They're like, how are you going to tell us something that you don't know anything about? I remember it, right? So this is kind of like one of those things where you can have a youngster who's really good in spirituality, right? And I mean, the young ones are just so cute, like their zeal for it. But they're limited because they ain't experienced nothing. Usually when you have oracles are about like 65 because they done been through all the transit more than once, right? They done been through some stuff. But it's not that the youthful person can't be good at what they do. The only difference is that people look at you in a way as far as experience. You know what it feels like for this to happen. So when it talks about mastering the energy and being able to channel it, and if you guys are helping people, especially in the spiritual realm, it's like it's just an extra oomph of potency. But that's with anything in life, really. You can actually lead. That's the reason why you got Life Path 1. You can lead, but through your experience. Not just about what your abilities are, but through your experience, you are able to lead. And so 0 to 10, that's what I'm seeing here for you. Your energy can influence people. They just see how you are. Okay, there's some type of effect that you have on people, and they understand that you won't back down. Okay, and they get inspired by it. You inspire people by your relentlessness. Can y'all believe that y'all actually had romantic heart here? Now, we done went through all of that. We done went through all of that hardness, right? All that hardness, because that's what has happened, right? You done been through some stuff. And then it's like the universe throws in a little softness. Like, oh, that was a change. What does it say? A path dedicated to romantic love. Main life lesson will be heart-based. That is crazy. Main life lesson will be heart-based. On earth to attain emotional wisdom. That can come through singleness or not. Well, you're like, well, how in the world, if I'm single, well, how in the world does that have anything to do with heart-based? That very much has something to do with heart-based. That very much so has something to do with heart-based. I'm telling you, I could go on. I can go on about that. But remember, I pull extra cards, so I can't. But it says path of the heart. This is dealing with heart-based love, romantic love, and emotional wisdom. 0 through 10. Your warrior spirit could be through love. Somebody talks about life is a battlefield. They literally said love is a battlefield. So for you, that's what you've been experiencing. But you have to, it says a true romantic is deep in their heart and understand the difference between someone who's here to waste your time and someone who isn't. And a lot of y'all, not everybody, but a lot of y'all have been in this, like, you've been in this energy of like thinking that you are with the love of your life, more so actually living it. There's something here that's been off, that's been wrong, that's something that's been off with this whole romantic idea, or what you've been believing has been love, hasn't. And that's exactly the reason why it says there is a path to your heart and lessons to be learned with the heart-based and emotional experience. So 0 to 10, you know what I'm talking about when I say that, because it's sitting on top of responsibility. What has been your part when it comes down to loving someone? It said the universe wants you to experience deep love, real love, true love. Not your ideal of love. Not your idea. And maybe that's what you're learning to master in this lifetime. Here you have the 8 of Pentacles. At the bottom of the deck, you got that 5 of Cups, though. So you can't tell me a lot of y'all ain't been sad and depressed and disappointed in love. You can't tell me that. A path to the heart, and then you come out with 5 of Cups. Universe is saying what? Now you need to readjust. But you need to keep that hope alive, because a lot of y'all feel like, I'm going to be forever single. I'm going to be forever single. I'm not going to ever find the love that I want. And universe, I'm trying to learn. I'm trying to give you a lesson here. I'm trying to show you something. Where's your consciousness here? I'm trying to get you to master your own heart in this lifetime. Because some of y'all do better on your own than in relationships that you know is draining you. But once you're comfortable with being on your own, I'm telling you, there's something here, because the 8 of Pentacles talks about building something. Now, I'm not saying building a relationship, but it's building up something, even if it's inside of you. Okay? 0 to 10. 11 through 20. 11 through 20. Let's get it. Okay. Level 1 consciousness. Twin flame. Disillusionment. This is the one that came out, these two. Okay, let's get with it. We're not going to put this one down. It just talks about some of you guys are literally born with talent. Literally, you were born with talent. I don't know what you can do, what your abilities to do. It says you are finding that very thing that you were born to do and have passion for it, and being able to literally make multiple streams of income. We saw that with Life Path 8. Because again, responsibilities talk about the excuses that you're making to not be great. If we're talking about your own creativity, that would be you making excuses because you were born to do something. That's all I'm saying. (11 through 20). You, and this is all sad, just by the way, but how you have dealt with tragedy and loss. That is what this card is basically saying. Deep lessons concealed in tragedies. Now, you guys already know. It could be on the card. Do I believe in some things that they be saying? No. No. I get the gist. But one thing that I can say is that I know that there have been some people who have experienced tragedies as children, and there's really no lesson for them to learn. I'm not going to make excuses for that. But I feel like it has made you this, though, that I do believe. And that's another reason why can't nobody F with you. Okay? You could also be the person who is a master of helping people and dealing with their own tragedy and helping them cope with their own tragedies. There was a lady, I forgot what it's called. Some of you guys may know here. Maybe Anointed Hands, you may know, because I know you're good with stuff like this. But I would say good with knowing, because you always be knowing stuff. But there's people who, there's a doula bringing into life, and there's people who actually help people leave. I didn't even know that. I was like looking up something, and I don't know what they're called. I don't know what they're called. There's also a lady that is on TikTok, and I don't know what she calls herself. I don't know if it's an actual name for what it is, but the women go in, it's women and men actually. Women and men, they go to these particular people, and during a session, I don't know, it's like the way that they're tapping their back or something like that. And like the people literally start crying. Some people are like, and they're like, and the people, somebody had got the service and they were in the comment section and they were like, she brought up something in me that I haven't even felt since I was a kid, and I released it. I don't know what that is. I feel like that is like Superman power. But I didn't know that these type of people existed. I didn't know that these people existed. I'm like, that's crazy. Like, that is crazy. But either way, some of you guys are going to be in those type of areas where you help people and doing so. They have a name for it though. They have a name for it. And it's two different people. One person is like helping people exit. That's one particular person. And then there's another person who's like bringing up something from the intestine. I don't know what she said. It was weird, but I thought it was amazing. I don't even know if that's where some of you guys are going. And it doesn't even have to be that extreme to the point where you have to get licensed and all that, because these people are licensed. But I feel like whatever you do, you're able to like help people in a sense, or that is what you're going to be doing. But again, through your own experiences, we've talked about this before, through your own experience. A lot of you guys are about to experience material success and status because of this. And I'm on 11 through 20. This is the reason why I like breaking it down, because again, some of you guys are in different places, and some of you guys need to hear this, whereas maybe 0 to 10 didn't, or maybe 21 through 29 doesn't necessarily have to, but it relates to everybody. But it's saying that you have been able to harness this energy and use it to your benefit. I don't know how you're doing that. I don't know how you're being creative enough to do that. I don't know what you're doing, but you're doing it. You are the main one, Sagittarius as a whole. You totally don't be disillusioned, okay, or disillusioned by fake spiritual crap. And whatever that could mean. Fake people, fake services. No, you're going to be the real deal if you are in that. But you don't really get faked by people who don't really. That's another thing about you. Like y'all already know who can and who can't. But I feel like you're going to be a part of the people who will. For a few of you, I'm just saying. There is a whole lot of something here with Sagittarius as a whole from what I'm seeing. And I'm going to go back to this whole twin flame part because I saw that. And some of you guys already know I don't believe in that. Y'all know I don't believe in this. But y'all do know that I feel that there's people that you are meant to meet, right? Because remember, twin flame done changed a little from the definition, because I've been hell-bent on that. I don't believe in a whole, the person is supposed to be tormenting you. No, ma'am. No, that ain't got nothing. Don't be twin flaming me. Don't twin flame me on that. Okay, you can go over there and you can tell somebody else and use as a pacifier for other people to actually stay in some shit that they supposed to get out of. That I don't believe in that. Now I do believe, yes, there are relationships that you're supposed to come across. Yeah, you can see that in astrology. And I don't think that has anything to do with twin flame. I feel like that has something to do with a personal choice for you to stay with someone or not. You got to be staying with somebody who's hurting you and getting on your damn nerve. You were meant to meet them. what lessons you may have learned, you probably only will stay with that person for 6 months. You're like, baby, I done tried. Okay. I ain't going back to that. I ain't going back to that. It ain't gonna happen, okay? And some people stay the duration of those planetary shifts. So you are the ones that I could be possibly talking to when it comes down to spiritual connections. Okay? Spiritual connections. All right? That you are meant to be in that could be just as high frequency as you. Because hopefully you're high frequency. Could be a beautiful connection. And I really do believe that's where a lot of you guys are headed. Okay? But man, you got a bomb ass read today. Like 11 through 20. This is for everybody, but 11 to 20 must be needing to hear something. I don't know. Maybe it's their confidence. Maybe they don't believe in themselves. Maybe they don't believe that they can do something. They needed to hear this for some odd reason. And then you literally have Ten of Swords sitting right on top of tragedy and mastery. Stop playing with me. Ten of Swords is the pain is done. A lot of y'all, a lot of stuff that you've experienced, that's going to be over with for you. Now you can help other people. Now you can, maybe write books or put this in a song or put it in a poem or something like that. Hello. It says, here's your recovery and your personal transformation. Through your discipline. Because even you may have realized what part you may have played. Baby, they are on y'all next today. Okay? Let's get it. 21 through 29. Exactly. Exactly. All right, let's go ahead. 21 through 29. This is for Sagittarius. 21 through 29. Sagittarius sun degree. Wow. Sitting right on top of Life Path 8. I must say that Life Path 8 has hidden blessings and Life Path 5 has hidden blessings. Now, this is for every Sag, but I find it very interesting that you guys have this these life paths in particular that's showing up because you know how some people in here know their life path? They know their sun degrees and where their Venus is sitting. This is what I'm trying to get everybody to do. This is what I'm trying to get everybody to do. This is why I gave y'all the website. You need to know what this stuff means. You need to know how you're going to be moving. You need to know that because, I don't babyfy, I don't pacify. You have to advocate for yourself the way that you would advocate for yourself if you go to the doctor. You go to the doctor, you tell them, hey, I stumped my toe, I hurt my toe, but yet you walk out of there, they have done no x-rays, they ain't giving you no type of pain medication or how to alleviate the pain. They ain't tell you nothing. And what would you do if you walked out of there and the doctor just said, oh, you're going to feel okay. You want to know hey, doc, can you do an x-ray on my toe to make sure it's not broken? Wouldn't you do that for yourself? You would at least say that. You're not going to go to the doctor, pay the doctor, and not tell them to do their job. You're going to advocate for yourself, and that's what you're here to do. This is the reason why I say you need to know what's in your chart. So a lot of y'all know that you're on Life Path 8. A lot of y'all know that you're Life Path 5. Okay? Now here, hidden blessings. 21 through 29. Growth and expansion beyond your limitations. This is beyond what you thought that you were going to be able to do. You're like, oh, I didn't think that I could ever get to this point. Being grateful. You've experienced a lot, and now you're at a place where you're like, I'm happy that I have now. You will be here. Okay? Hidden is like maybe a struggle or something that ends up actually being something amazing down the line. I'm so serious. I don't know how, but I'm just telling you, that's what I see. Life path 5, this is for all Sagittarius, but we're talking about 21 through 29. This is how it's being described, though. Adaptable, spontaneous, independent, can handle various roles and duties. You do not let love tie you down and distract you. That's what it says. That's what it says. You're adaptable. There's this spontaneity here. Independent. You can handle different hats. And you do not let love tie you down. Meaning, you are the type of person where you get into relationships, you just become just soup. Okay? Like, you're like, you don't do anything. You're like, oh, that's all you're thinking about and all that other stuff. No. Okay? Here is saying that you guys are able to adapt to any type of circumstance and situation and thrive, honey. 21 through 29. And then your reward is the blessings and the abundance. That's if you're able to adapt and be flexible. Adapt and be flexible. Maybe that's all it's basically telling you to do. And you can just adapt and be flexible. You're going to get these blessings and those abundance. But don't allow these distractions and these illusions and being disillusioned by love and these distractions to keep you away from the very thing that you're trying to get. You're trying to be successful. But today you got the abundance and the reward card. Everybody did, basically, because this was everybody's reading. Everybody had the abundance card. But I just find it very interesting that y'all had blessings as well through your struggle. Something that you've experienced that it's like you're, and I hate to use this as an example. I'm only using it only because of astrologers that I follow. They're like, that's just like a great grandpa dies, right? And we're going to say great, right? Because we don't want anybody to, But it's like, oh, they're older, they're not going to live forever. And you inherit all of this money. But you loved him, even though he was an old man, right? This is an old man. And I'm telling you, those are the ones that we love the most. But they not like everybody not gonna live forever, and you just inherit something from them. That's like the kind of like something that would be like a hidden blessing, because now it's like you got to struggle through your emotions to love them, like the fact that they're not here anymore. But then they left you something. So. And I do feel like it can happen in other ways, but that's like one of the examples that I always, hear from like some of the astrologers when they're doing astrology. So you guys got something major coming in here for you, 21 through 29. So let's see what your card is here. Oh, you guys got 2 cards that came out. You got Hermit here, could be dealing with a Virgo. Your work and career here. Wisdom that you've gained. I'm telling you. Through your creativity. Every Sag got this whole creative thing here. Experiences. Being dedicated. Let me tell you what the themes are today. 0 to 10 may have had a broken spirit, but they refuse to back down and they are dedicated to their progress. 11 through 20 have experienced tragedy, in their recovering and have been transformed through that. Now they are a master of that particular subject and can help other people heal and recover. You guys over here, I don't know why you guys feel more so of this free energy. Like you've experienced all of it, but there's this free energy that I'm getting from you. More so like I said before, some of you guys may have dealt with health issues, right? Or there could have been work issues that you've been constantly dealing with in life, that type of thing. Maybe you've been the child who felt neglected. Like you've had parents, but you were the one who had to fend for yourself. Okay? That's what I'm getting here. But for you, it's like you've experienced all of this, but you are in a period of actually receiving now. Okay? All of y'all are, but this is what I'm getting from 21 through 29. Okay? Sagittarius, last one. There are people here who have been testing you. Very much so. Situations, stuff like that. And some of y'all got some unruly kids. Your own kids been testing you. But either way, anytime I see stuff like that, I can tell that there's been just a lot of negativity. You guys may go to work and you may see somebody who have that same face. Their face always scrunched up, always got an attitude, always have something to say. Then it's like, oh, really? And then you got to put on a smile, or you don't put on a smile. Okay? You don't put on a smile, but you got to keep your job, right? I look at this and I'm seeing that you're being tested by someone who may have negative energy, okay, that may have a lot of things that's pulling on them. And because you appear to have mastered your own energy and your frequency, oh baby, they're like, oh no, And this could be your mother, this could be your father, this could be your siblings or a coworker. But see, this person isn't happy with themselves. What's so crazy is that, like, I feel like this has already been happening, but we already saw that you're about to overcome this. But it's like, this is almost like a button. They're trying to push your button. That's all they're trying to do. They're just trying to push your buttons. They're not going to really be able to do anything. But through your wisdom, they're not going to overcome. So you guys, this could be happening at wherever it is right now. But basically with this one, it says you're going to start to see a new life and a new light. I don't know how the universe is going to get rid of them, but they're going to get rid of them. Okay? All right. Sagittarius, thank you guys so much for coming back to my channel. And again, if you guys are new, please like and subscribe, hit that notification bell. If you guys are interested in a personal reading, all the information is down below. All right, I love you guys, and I will see you guys back here again a little bit later. Bye.